In a yoga practice, if you were focusing on one element, can you just give some examples of what that might look like if you were focusing on let's just say, the earth element, or maybe go through a couple of things that you might do with each element and the oil you might use if you want to bring that in?
Sure. So, for instance, with the root chakra, any yoga poses where you're focusing on stillness, being grounded, being rooted. So, for instance, mountain pose would be fabulous. Mm-hmm. Or tree pose where you're really focusing on rooting, shavasana. Or you could basically, this is the amazing thing, you can take any yoga pose and you can put an elemental emphasis on it and tweak your approach to it so that you're invoking the different elements. With the second chakra, because it's ruled by the element water, it would be more fluid and flowing movements. So more therapeutic type of movements where it's not focusing on power and strength, but more of being in this surrendered flow. The third chakra is all about fire and transformation and personal empowerment and charisma and action and go-getting. So sun salutations, the warrior poses that I like to call the hero poses, things like this where you're like, whoa, I'm devoted and I'm committed to this pose. Mm-hmm. The heart chakra, it's the element air. So anything where there are heart openings, like standing yoga mudra, any of the back bends, such as a bridge pose or a full wheel pose, or even any of the, gentler flowing bridges like that will help to awaken the air element and awaken the heart. With the throat center, if you want something gentle, it would be gentle neck rolls, things like that. But if you're wanting a deeper pose, it could be a half shoulder stand or a full shoulder stand. And of course, chanting is one of the most amazing ways, which comes from the bhakti path of yoga. With the sixth chakra, of course, meditation is one of the best ways to activate the sixth chakra, but also anything where you're doing focus. So all of the balance poses, also where you're doing specific drishti work, like looking to 12, looking to 3, looking to 6, looking to 9, so that you're strengthening the focus ability of the eyes to activate the sixth chakra. And then the seventh chakra, the most traditional one, is the headstand, but that is a highly volatile pose for a lot of people. So a alternative would be to do it's called the rabbit pose, where you're on your hands and your knees and you go onto the crown of your head, but use your arms to kind of lift the weight off of the crown, but where you're still stimulating the crown. Or there's also some kundalini poses where you're like this and where you can do like a breath of fire to help awaken the crown chakra. So and to the cosmic energies. So those are some examples. And just to go back again, after the heart center where I said air, the fifth chakra is about space. So space, this is about light, and then the crown is cosmic consciousness or union with the divine. The cosmos is the element. Yeah.
So do you have specific oils you use with each one of those?
It really differs from moment to moment. I'm just plugging in my computer here. Some juice going. There we go. With the root chakra, I really like to use things that are things like woods. So I might like to use a sandalwood. With the second chakra, I like to use things that are more like citrusy type of things. With third chakra, I like to use things that are like major awakeners, that are like peppermints and things like that. With the fourth chakra, I love using like a rose or a jasmine. With chakra, I like to use even more using more flowery type of things, but maybe more like a neroli, something that's still flowery but not as perfumey as like a rose. For the 6th chakra, I like to start moving up into things like, with the 6th and the 7th, something more like a frankincense. But what I find with everything is that I'm not totally formulaic and that I stick with the same thing. I'm incredibly intuitive with the way I work with the chakras and with yoga asana and with all of the essential oils. And I tend to just use my intuition in the moment, and especially with the individual that I'm working with or with the group that I'm working with, because there are different essential oils, as you know, that help to activate the different elements and the different chakras.